The security guard appeared at the edge of the stage during the fourth song. This was not unusual in itself. Security moved along the stage perimeter throughout the show, managing the distance between the audience and the performance. What was unusual was that he was holding an envelope. He caught the eye of Willie's guitar tech, who was positioned stage left, and held up the envelope with a look that said, "I don't know what this is, but I think he should have it." The guitar tech waited for a moment between songs and brought it to Willie at the microphone. Willie looked at the envelope. Plain white, no name on the front, just, "For Willie, please." He put it in his back pocket. He played 3 more songs. During those 3 songs, from somewhere in the room, somewhere in the crowd of 8,000 people, a man watched the stage with an expression that the people near him would later try to describe. His name was Raymond Cole. He was 58 years old. He had driven 4 hours alone to be here. He was watching Willie Nelson perform with the focused, total attention of someone for whom this was not entertainment. For Raymond Cole, this was something else entirely. Between songs, Willie reached into his back pocket. He pulled out the envelope. He looked at it for a moment, the stage lights on him, 8,000 people waiting for the next song, and he opened it. He unfolded the paper inside. It was handwritten, blue ink, the handwriting of someone for whom writing was effortful, large, careful letters, each word deliberate. Willie began reading. His band watched him. His drummer, positioned behind him, could see Willie's shoulders from behind and saw them change. Not dramatically, just change. The letter said this: "Mr. Nelson, my name is Raymond Cole. I have been coming to your concerts for 22 years. I came to the first one with my wife, Carol. We drove 3 hours, and she fell asleep on the way home with her head on my shoulder, and that was the best drive of my life. Carol died 4 months ago. I drove 4 hours tonight, alone. I sat in my seat and I waited for you to play, and I thought about Carol the whole time. I have one question that I need to ask you, Mr. Nelson. Just one. Do you think they can still hear us?" Willie Nelson stood at the microphone. He read the letter once more. Then he folded it, put it back in the envelope, back in his pocket. He looked at his band. His guitarist met his eyes. Willie made a small gesture, just his chin, a slight tilt, and the guitarist understood. Willie turned to the microphone. "I need to read you something," he said. 8,000 people went quiet. He reached into his pocket, unfolded the letter again, and read it. All of it. Out loud. The room changed as he read. Not loudly, not suddenly. The way rooms change when something true enters them. Quietly, completely. By the time Willie reached the last line, "Do you think they can still hear us?" there was not a sound in that venue except Willie Nelson's voice. And then not even that. He lowered the letter. He looked out at the 8,000 faces. Somewhere in that crowd, Raymond Cole was standing. He had stood up without knowing he was standing, with his hands at his sides and his face open in a way it had not been open in 4 months. Willie Nelson did not answer the question, not with words. He put the letter back in his pocket, he turned to his band, and he began to play. What he played was not on the set list. His band found it by ear, following Willie the way a band follows a musician who has decided to go somewhere and trusts them to come along. He played slowly, each note given its full weight, each space between notes given its full silence. In the audience, Raymond Cole stood. He was crying, not quietly. The people on either side of him, strangers who had come for a concert and found themselves inside something else, let him. A woman to his left put her hand on his arm. She didn't know him. She didn't speak. She just put her hand there and kept it there for the entire song. The man to Raymond's right, a large man in his 40s who had come with friends and had been laughing and singing all evening, stood with his arms at his sides and his jaw working and his eyes fixed on the stage. Not because he knew Raymond, not because he understood the specific grief, because Willie Nelson was playing a song that was the answer to the question in the letter, and the answer was not in words. When the song ended, Willie stood at the microphone for a long moment. The audience was still. "I don't know if they can still hear us," Willie said. His voice was quiet, but the room was quiet enough to hold it. "But I know that music goes further than we can follow it. And wherever Carol is tonight, she just heard us play for her." 8,000 people, all of them thinking about someone. Not Raymond's someone, their own. The person they drove home with once. The person who fell asleep on their shoulder. The person they can't call anymore. That is what Raymond Cole's letter did when Willie Nelson read it out loud. It turned one man's grief into a room full of people who understood they were not alone in it. After the show, Willie's road manager found Raymond near the stage door. He brought him backstage. Willie Nelson and Raymond Cole sat together for 40 minutes. The crew worked around them. The venue emptied around them. Willie asked about Carol. Raymond told him. He told Willie about the first concert, the drive, the shoulder, the way Carol had laughed when she woke up and realized she had slept through the drive home. He told Willie about 22 years of coming to shows together, about the drive tonight, alone, about sitting in his seat before the show started, running his hand over the empty seat beside him. Willie listened. All of it. Every word. When Raymond finally stopped, there was a long quiet. "She heard it," Willie said. Not as a certainty, not as a performance of comfort, as the thing he believed. Raymond Cole drove 4 hours home that night. Alone, the same as the drive there. But something was different. He couldn't name it precisely. He tried later in a letter he wrote but never sent to anyone, a letter he kept in the drawer beside the letter he had given to the security guard. He wrote, "I asked a question tonight that I thought nobody could answer. Willie Nelson didn't answer it with words. He answered it with music. And music, it turns out, is the only answer that reaches far enough."